Happy Sunday. This is the first of many blogs that I will have. Don't worry, they won't be long like many other people's half hour, 2 hours. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it short, simple, sweet, and just give you updates on what's going on in my life. Since the last time I've made a video, it's been quite a minute. Quite a few things have happened. A construction job in Indiana. Moved my family to Texas. We're out of Texas now. Woo woo! Things right there. Those things right there. Um, yeah, you can see above me, right up over here, the I am goals for 2025. Got a few of them. 300,000 this year. Uh, maybe in another blog. Maybe later in this blog, we will go over what that entails. But for right now, just want to keep you up to date on what's going on. I know I need my hair done. I'm out here looking crazy in these streets, but that's well, part of one of my goals for 2025 is to be on camera a little bit more, be a little more transparent, and let you see and hear what am I doing, what I'm looking like, and everything that I'm going through. And so from right now, the title from zero to millions. That's the road that we're on. That's you're gonna follow me and see how I accomplished that out here in Texas, starting all over. Because as y'all might know, or maybe y'all don't know, but this January we made 25 years in HVAC construction, and I felt like I've met met my zenith as far as how far I was willing to go, the goals that I wanted to accomplish, I did. And so now it's time to start over for a bunch of reasons. As y'all know, born and raised in New York, Dykeman, Dykeman Projects, Dykeman Houses. That's where I was born and raised. Um, but I've also lived in the Bronx. I've lived in Brooklyn. I've lived in Queens. I have not lived in Staten Island, and obviously in Manhattan. So four out of the five boroughs in New York City. I've also lived in Australia for a little while, and as of recently, Indiana had an apartment in Indiana. Gave that up to come be with my family in Texas. I moved my family to Texas um, shortly after getting my job and well, picking up the job in Indiana. Um, it wasn't as a spur of the moment as I make it seem. We did have half a plan, didn't follow through with the plan all the way. I just felt like an urgency to get the hell up out of New York. Um, these migrants, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, uh, beating up cops, jumping cops, shooting at cops, robbing stores and people. Like this, just it just wasn't worth it to me to be in New York anymore. What's the point if I can't bring the money home? Like I don't care how much I make. What's the point if I can't bring it home, right? So, being a dad, I'm very concerned about my family. I think and thought it was urgent for me to get them out of New York. Uh, I didn't have much to do with it, but um, two of my kids moved to Georgia, and my other two are out here in Texas. So I'm happy to say that we're out of New York. Not that I think Georgia is not that. I think that's right behind New York with all the gun violence is really just violence that's out there. Uh, not all that familiar with YouTube and the freedoms that we have on YouTube now, whatever. So get banned or kicked off or low bandwidth or whatever, something like that. I guess the old administration is still in full effect and in control of your um, freedom of speech, yours and mine, our freedom of speech. But back to the back to getting to catching everybody up. So I'm in the home office. If you can't tell, got the calendar, kids up, vision board, um, a few of my own wise quotes that I keep on the wall just to remind myself of, what direction I'm going and to stay focused. And as I said, I'm not going to keep y'all long, but just a little short little vlog. I'm not going to make no promises, but I want to do something like this every day. Um, Probably a lot earlier in the morning. For me, right now, it is 9:09 um, in the AM, January 19th, the day before Trump gets inaugurated and officially becomes the president. He's done so much already since like November 5th. If you're watching like the regular news, mainstream media, um, your opinion may be different than what like the actual factuals of what's going on in our world today. But yeah, he's doing a lot of things, and I can honestly say that I was very confused and more on the negative side of Trump back in 2016. I can remember talking to my stepson about it, and he was very pro Trump, and I didn't understand because I guess I was listening a lot to mainstream media. I was more so on, mainstream media, watching the TV to get my news instead of doing a lot of the research and studying myself. But since then, um, not only has like doing the research myself, um, it's also been able to like help me remember what life has been like. Uh, with Trump on this planet, because yeah, for a long time, this man was not a racist. This man was doing everything that he can do to help communities and stay positive, and New York specifically. And so when they started to come out with some of these allegations about him, that's when I really began to like, hold up, wait. You have your differences, and you don't want this guy from TV, talking about you're fired, being your president, to like all like allegations became crazy. He's racist, he's this, he's that, or whatever. And I just had to we had to look and see and find out. And then from there, I started doing my own research on this country being a republic, um, uh, the, the Constitution, the words and the things like that they say in the Constitution. And real quick, right? So that's has baffled me for a lot of my life. Because when I was in school and, a school aged kid and going through history and learning about all of these things or whatever, what was written down on paper wasn't exactly what was going on. So that was always confusing. I didn't pay any too much mind to it because I didn't exactly see how it affected me. I wasn't going through those problems. I wasn't really I don't know the word to use to describe accurately, you know, and make it make sense with what I'm saying. So I'm kind of just gonna leave it there. But as a young kid, like my mom's made me study. She made me read the encyclopedia a couple of different times, and yeah, so like These things that I learned that are in our books and our educational system wasn't exactly what was being practiced in the real world. And so I think most of I think most of America now by this point has realized that and suffered from that, that fact that what we have written down on paper and what is supposed to be law, throughout our country isn't what's going on. It's not what these politicians are doing, trying to make happen. And so I was very confused at some of the things that were being said. And listening to mainstream media, I didn't exactly put Trump down in the dumpster and say like, nah, this guy's a bad guy or whatever and all that. He can't be my president. I'll never vote for him. But at the end of the day, it turns out because now is right now, if we count now as the end of the day, 2025, and we look and we see at all these false allegations, all these lies, not that not just the ones that they were saying about Trump, but within society as a whole. Um, you don't have to go back far, and you can if you want to, but just look at LA for example. These guys paid the most in taxes, right? Our country was built on not paying taxes. That's why we had, our our war for independence because we didn't want to pay tax. But yet here we are paying all these taxes. And now back to LA, they pay all these taxes for what? To not have water to put out their fires? Come on now. Like make it make sense. We want to go back, like you can go back as far as you want and ask the question, you know, where did my tax money go? Y'all are charging me for the right to live in this country, for the right to work in this country, for the right to produce for this country. But then what is this country doing, for me? How is it protecting me? How is it keeping, my job safe, the country safe? Like, I just don't get it. I actually think that there should be like an itemized audit for every individual in America, letting them know they should get a statement every year stating where their tax money went. And this is from, the federal government and the state. Because I often say I was 18, I'm 47 now, so almost 30 years ago. Because I've been working since I was 15. I've been paying taxes in this country since I was 15 years old. And I remember being 18 and being upset that like I don't want my taxes going to an N1 Abrams tank or F-16, jet or whatever aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean. That I wanted my tax money going to my park across the street that was dirty as hell, where they had stolen cars, broken glass bottles, and homeless people living up in behind the trees and stuff like that or whatever. Potholes and all types of stuff in my neighborhood. And I'm just like, hold up, wait. Why isn't my money going to this? Who says that I want my money to go to these things? Who says that that's important? Those things aren't important to me, especially at that time. And me as a young man looking at my neighborhood, not really wanting to be a part of the streets, being part of the streets, drug dealer, pimp, illegal activities that you'd find young people still doing in the streets as a way to provide for their family because nobody really wants to be a bad guy. But unfortunately, especially with our education system and that it not getting the taxpayers' money that it should, because what happened to music? What happened to sports? What happened to like trade schools? When I was in high school, my high school was huge. John F. Kennedy High School in the Bronx. Shout out to them. But they actually had a car mechanic shop that was like pretty much on the verge of being defunct because like it was there, but there wasn't really a car mechanic class. They didn't teach anything. There was no driver's ed class there, anything. It was just a big shop, machinery and tools that was a space that wasn't being used. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they use it now as like classrooms or whatever, or something for something. But um, just that home economics, like these things are missing from school. These things are like needed and they're not there anymore. So where's the fund? Where was the funding for that? Come on now. I'm 18. Still, I was out of high school by 18, but 16, 15, 16, 17. You know, where were those opportunities for me to, make a way for myself? Luckily, I had an epiphany from God and I asked myself, what did I want to do and where did I see myself the next 20, 30 years or whatever? And I came up with something that helped me to be able to provide for my future family, which was HVAC. And so I knew that I wanted to get into construction, and I also knew that I wanted it to be union because union pays better than non-union. The benefits, the total health packages and stuff like that is just better. And I was right. And now I'm 47. I'm out here in Texas, 25 years later, over 25 years later, and I'm starting over. And that's really the point of this vlog, is that I'm starting over. And I think through the grace of God and intuition and his blessings, um, and just, luck of the universe, my timing for things has really been very good for the most part throughout my life. And even though this is a tough decision, it's rough, it's hard as hell right now, whatever, but I think it was a great decision to start over, especially in Texas. They have great business tax incentives out here. And, I started my business back in 2020, right before COVID, as Dad's Marketing and Consoles. And I'll definitely talk about that because that's a little bit lengthier in another vlog. But we're coming up on the end of this one right now. And I just wanted to say that, like, I'm starting from zero. I failed. I effed up bad. Spent money I shouldn't have spent. Misplanned, underplanned. Still moved ahead with my plan. And yeah, what does that mean to me? It means that I'm starting over. That's all that really means. I know that I can pull myself up out of the hole. I've done it before. I've done it a couple of times actually. And this time, with the experience that I have, I'm stressed. I'm still very stressed. Starting from zero is hard as hell. Um, no money in the market. Uh, used up all my savings. Um, yeah, I'm popped. I am broke out here in Texas, and but I'm moving forward. Right? And so I'll keep y'all posted. Speak a little bit more about this tomorrow. But we're going from zero to a million, and this year, 2025, I'm aiming for. My goal is to hit 300,000. So stick around. Watch again tomorrow. Later on in the week, watch a bunch of videos because I'm not gonna make them that long. But yeah, let's see how we progress. In the next video, I'll talk about some of the things that I'm doing right now, what my plans are, and we'll keep moving forward. Thanks for watching YouTube. This has been Dad's Marketing and Consoles. If you liked anything that I had to say, or don't like anything that I had to say, either way, if you're watching, give me a little thumbs up. It's going to give me a little bit of encouragement to keep on going. It's going to help with the algorithm so that other people get a chance to see this and hopefully get some ideas, share some words of encouragement, and talk to you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe.